G'day everyone, welcome back to the fish room. Well, I'm super pleased you can join me today because we're going to be doing this thing here, Pleco Towers. I've got a whole heap of ideas on what I'm going to do and how I'm going to actually set this thing up. So I really hope you enjoy this video. So go and get comfy because I'm going to talk about fish, in particular plecos, and setting up this rack. So yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to start off today with doing a water change whilst I'm actually talking to you guys. It is a Friday afternoon. I didn't get much done the other day when I was going to. I actually took your advice from all the comments that I should take some time off. It is now 3:15 on a Friday afternoon, so I have opened my first beer. And as you can see from last week's video, I have managed to take all the blue background off of the racking system. So I've also done a little bit of work during the week. As you will see now, I've got the plumbing system roughly installed. I've done 3 of them. I've left one not done over here so I could actually show you how I did it. This is set up and it was sort of kind of ready to go, but you know, just upon reflection, some time to think about it, I'm not 100% sure that just sitting the glass on here, given the amount of rocks and other bits and pieces that I tend to put in my tanks. What I'm thinking of doing is actually, I'm not thinking of doing it, I am going to do it, is put a plywood base in every one of these guys, just so this doesn't crack and come through. And this is where I've got the ply over here, which I went and got from Bunnings today. I think it was 12 mil, I can't remember. It's non-structural ply. It's not exactly waterproof, but it doesn't need to be because I don't intend on having leaks on that. So I'm going to take that off the roof now, and then I'm going to put it over here, which of course is underneath all these tanks. Now, the tanks actually sit flush with the edge of this, so I'm kind of tempted to actually cut these squares out of each corner and actually allow some weight to be taken up by this. So I may put some silicone along the shelving there as well, but I think that that's just going to give me way more, well, peace of mind even, given that it's, you know, the glass going on there, and I've got quite a bit of, I guess rocks, bricks, sandstone, other bits and pieces to take out of these tanks to put over there. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to cut that now, and then once I've done that and got the 4 of them ready, I will show you how I've actually connected the water system through these guys over here. I did buy a couple of fake, I guess, all this foliage and stuff, because what I'm going to do, you see I've already installed one just to see how it goes. I haven't installed it, I've just stuck it behind there. But it's just sitting in there now, and what it will do is it'll block that light from shining through, which is good, but it tends to blend the greenery. I'm going to have enough stuff in there, so you're not going to notice that it's necessarily fake. It's not meant to look natural, it's just meant to divert your eyes, I guess, from to that peripheral vision where you just accept that there's greenery behind it. And I'm really happy actually with the way that's turned out. I have connected the hoses and bits and pieces on here, which I'll show you. I've also put in a manifold, which I haven't set up yet, because again, I'm going to show you how to put the water into the system and then out of the system. And because there's 4 tanks, I figured it would just be easier to be able to control the tanks from here, as opposed to cutting in, using this one here and then cutting in 4 control valves. It's also cheaper, so which is a consideration for me. So what I'm going to do is get the timber off the roof and cut the base, and then I'll come back to you guys. Okay, so it's the next day, and I've really just sort of got into the fish room now. It's about 2:10 on a Saturday, and what I did last night, I decided to fill these guys up just to do some water test. I didn't want it to to bust. I didn't test this one yet because I wanted to actually take you through. I've got all my bits and pieces here, and I'll just take you through how I set it up with the types of, I've got the bulkheads and the other bits and pieces I'm going to show you. I've got all the connections for the water, and I've also got all the connections there for the air. So the jobs now are, I found some hose, which you'll see I've already put on here to the connector. I have to change these over to suit the 1/2 inch or 13mm pipe. I have got the end of the hose down here. What I'm going to do is basically just turn it in somewhere nice and easy. This is the main feed in for the other manifold. So I'm going to cut a T in here, and then somewhere along here join that up, and then that's the inflow system, the water coming in, my supply. Out of there, what I think I'm going to do is have these in some sort of decent, I guess, aesthetic look. I'm going to go out 90 down to the bottom, out 90 down to the second one, out 90 for the third, and or up there for the fourth, or something similar. I'll just see how it looks when I put it all together, and I'm going to get stuck into it. These guys have had another spawn, which is you know, great, I guess. You can see them moving down there. Trying to get that camera to focus, but anyway, she's got a whole new batch in there. I already have a whole heap of them swimming out here now. You probably won't see them in there. Maybe you will if I can hardly see in there, but I've got, I'm going to say, another 100 or 200-ish in there. What do you think, Zig? They're pretty good at breeding, aren't they? Yeah, I know, it started to rain, so the ball throwing has slowed down. But yeah, so I've got these babies, the other babies in the 8-footer. As far as the cars are concerned, I have a whole batch of them in here as well, which hopefully you can see on the screen. I got a ton in there, and then I also have a heap up here. Angels and Akaras in there, Akaras in the other tank, and these guys are growing out beautifully actually. So they're looking pretty good. They haven't spawned again, the pair that was in there that spawned, but yeah, forever looking for food, those guys. So I'm going to get into it. I think what I'll do is, Zig stepping over the ball all the time. I think what I'll do is maybe time lapse this for you as well, just so you can get to see how I actually do this. And the reason is, the reason I've got this weird looking setup is you can see the water outlet where it overflows is quite low, and I want to bring it up to where the water line was before. And because I don't have the internal sump type system that they had this tank set up with, the reality is I'm just going to use the 90-degree bend to bring it up, and then the 1-inch nipple on top will give me the extra height as well. So I think what I'll do is get stuck into some or all of that, and then I'll give you a catch up in just a sec. Okay, so it's time for an update. Zig's just chasing his ball, and I got a fair bit done. I've just fed outside. It's starting to get dark out here, so I've just fed everyone out here because I can do inside, of course, as I go along. But where I got to was, I think, all right. It's about, what time is it? So let's say, for argument's sake, 5:15, maybe just after. So 3 hours-ish, or one beer, depending on if you are following along. And of course that reference is only for Australians. I have got everything plumbed in, so all the waste on all of them is done. I have managed to get this manifold sorted out, and I've numbered the tanks 1, 2, 3 and 4, and I'm going to I'm counting them obviously from the ground up. 1, 2, 3 and 4. I have got the air into each tank. I've got 2 outlets. There's the second one over there. So I intend on having one of these air stones running in the side. Sorry if that glare's crappy. Hopefully you can see that. You'll see the other one, the other outlet's just sticking in the water there. I'll probably have a sponge filter. So I have all of the air lines. I used the plastic tube that came with the tank, so I left it on. See if I can zoom in. And that's good for just holding the airline in position, which is unusual. I've never had that before, so it'll be nice just to actually not have to chase the airline around. So they're running. I might need to, in fact, I've got to think about doing this. I've got a second air pump in here, and I don't know if the mic will pick it up, but it sounds like it's leaking up there. And I did have it previously joined into the system to allow me to actually have, you know, more airflow, but I cut it down to the one. I did a water change on this. I cut it back down to 1 just to sort of save power, but I might have to rehook that up again. It's okay down there, but it's not as fast as I wanted. I really wanted some high flow down there. So anyway, I'm thinking sponge filters on this sort of just maybe over halfway all the way up, so they're all the same as the air's all the same there. Give me a good flow, and also I think good filtration throughout the system. Obviously I got the water hooked in and it all works. So I've actually had it running and checked it, in fact, on this tank down here, which I siphoned the water out of here just to test it into this one, and then I just topped it up that you can see where it goes to the overflow, which is probably not a bad view there of the overflow. And I don't think I'm going to put anything over the top of it. I doubt very much that I'll lose any babies or anything going down that during water changes, but that's how it is at the minute. I've decided I'm going to change the light on this. I don't like the yellow look that the fluoro gives it. I don't know if I can do that without knocking anything off. Maybe I can. So yeah, it's just like an office fluoro, and it came with a tank, but it's not giving me the effect that I wanted. So these guys are all antsy because not only is it dinner time, but of course babies over there. So what I'm going to do is take this light from this tank, which is the longest light that I've got, and I've got a little LED strip there. I'll probably just turn that one back on, but I think I'll replace it with one of these, which I got from down the shed and checked. That will certainly give enough red and blue light, I think, across this tank, and then the other light will just sort of add to that as well. And then I can take that one and then stick it in here. You'll see there's the light there. It's quite a big cumbersome type of light, so I'll have that replaced. And it's growing this brown algae, which I really don't like. I'm quite a fan of algae, but this one not so much. What are you doing, Daddy? This is the dad of the spawn that's over there that Mum's protecting at the moment, because Dad's over here wanting food. And these guys, this is the other female. You can tell because she's black, quite dark and ready to breed. And other dad's this one. And what they're gonna, was that the right one? Or did I not turn the camera enough? There he is. That's him, looking pretty spectacular. I think the light will make these guys look better too, but they're been, oh look, there they are. They're actually, there's a Cory on they've been laying eggs, and you can see there's a cory on there right now. Let me see if I can go around this way maybe. So I saw them getting ready to breed earlier on. I don't know if you can see them from there, but anyway, the cories have found the eggs, as they do. I'll just have a look from the other side. Yeah, not much better because they're on the face of the other rock. So anyway, looks like I've got another spawn. So that'll be the third for these guys. This is the third for these guys. They're pretty prolific in this tank. I mean, I set it up to be a breeding tank, I guess, which is a great thing. Let me just see if I can zoom in there, show you those eggs. It's not letting me zoom in, why not? There we go. Hopefully they're visible on camera. I don't have my glasses, so I can't see those guys on there. But okay, so that's 3 lots of spawning each. Everything else is doing fine throughout the fish room, which is pretty cool. The canister filter settled in nice after I cleaned it out, and it's kept that one pretty clean, although the cories are pretty active at the minute, wanting some food. These angels are the ones that definitely need to be out of this tank. So what I'm going to do is actually put them into one of these tanks. I haven't worked out which one, but this will be a grow out for those angels. I'm umming and ahhing about whether I actually put some more gadeids in there, because it's one of my missions is to breed and get these guys out into the hobby. Now the light's off, so you're not going to see any there, unfortunately, but the ones in the tub are bred as well. These guys are bred a few times, so I'm umming and ahhing, but I think I might even have a third batch of them. I'm going to take some down to Peter, my amazing fish friend down at Ross's Aquarium down there, which is RC Aquariums on the Gold Coast. I'm really looking forward to seeing these guys a bit more. They're out and about pretty regularly in here. It's not like I have to look too hard for them, but the tank is really dark as well. I can't wait actually till I can clean this one, this one, this one and this one up, and just have like really clear water, clear sand right through, nice flow. And then I think it will certainly help with how dirty this tank gets as well. And then I'm just going to clean the other 2 up, which will be this one here and the gadeids down there. Got a new light for over there. So I think next I'm probably going to, given I've only just opened my first beer, I probably will go ahead and clean the sand. If I can, I'll do, oh sorry, nearly dropped that then. Lucky I wasn't holding my beer. So what I'll do, I think, is do those 4 tanks, drop the sand in. I don't have sponge filters. I'm taking them out of the existing tanks tomorrow when I do that, so I'll just leave them do their thing tonight. But I'll have at least them, the sand in the tanks, the water flowing and the air flowing as well, which should, you know, hopefully set me up for tomorrow. In fact, I'm going to show you outside. We're going to take some of the timber, which is out here again. Sorry, Zig. I forgot I was kicking the ball for you. It was a pretty bad kick, really. Although he got it back, so that wasn't. What I've got is these tubs have all got bits and pieces of timber in them. I have actually wanted to, I don't know if you can see on this camera, that massive big spider web that's in here. I've wanted to come out a couple of nights and film that, and I just haven't had the chance. But there's a huge spider. I absolutely adore the spider that comes out and fixes up this web. So I don't know whether or not that will sort of show up, but it's, you know, let me just, so yeah, it's as far as that's concerned, all the way, all around here, all down here, all down here, and then right up to here. So it's a huge spider. I'd love to get the chance to show you. This bit of timber in here is coming out. I've got another bit, I think in this one, I've got this log across the top, which I'm thinking for the 397s, given they're timber eaters, but I'm going to take that log, and I've got another one in here, which has got, I think, a crypt growing through it. Most likely for the 397 tank as well. So with the existing sponge filters, the existing timber and stuff I'm going to put in, I think I'll throw it because it's easier. I think what I'll do is put those in tomorrow, and then I'll try to get all 4 tanks filled up. Of course I will for this video, but I'm going to try to do it tomorrow, which is my Sunday. Zig, give me the ball. What are you doing over there with it? I'm not coming there, come here. So that'll be tomorrow's exercise, and I might just time-lapse me putting that sand in for you tonight, and at least you know where I got up to on my weekend. I'm not slacking off. These guys have got to come out of here soon. They're the red and blue, or the tricolored Dumbo ear guppies I call them, but they're red and blue and just gorgeous. They've got to come out of there coming into winter. And this is another tank I'm going to do for you guys to show you how, after I broke it, not planned, I'm going to repair that and then put it over there for my paradise fishing. I'm pretty close to being set up for winter. Oh, these guys are out. You might be able to see them without the glare. Just another whole spawn of Acaras, which I've got to do something with. I've been feeding them baby brine shrimp, so they're actually okay in there at the minute. But yeah, I'll just work out what it is I'm gonna do with them and where I'm gonna put them, because I literally don't have a tank. I've got to move stuff if I'm going to do that. But all right, I'm going to get into the sand, and yeah, you'll see the results pretty soon, I'm guessing. Okay, time for a quick update. So I got this one in last night, but I didn't get to the other one, so I've done 1 and 2 this afternoon. I guess it's about 2:30 Sunday afternoon, dentist time. So I've got this one to do here. I was planning on doing all 4 last night, as I said before, but for anyone that's married and or a guy of marrying age, I guess it's important to learn that what you think is not necessarily always the best idea to do. So after a discussion with Mrs. Fishroom, I realized it was a terrible idea, and yeah, I had to go. I mean, I went upstairs. So that's where we got to now. And I guess the good thing about that is if I didn't do that then, or listen to my wife, then I would have absolutely no idea that anything that I was doing was wrong. And you know, after 30 years, I've realized how many things I do that are wrong. Hello, mate. See his little babies down there? How cool is that? So yeah, so if you're thinking about getting married, it's probably a good idea, because you know, you're going to learn exactly what you shouldn't be doing. And of course, I would have probably had more than one beer. I've just opened my first beer in this fish room this afternoon. So, and of course, we're my only one for today. I've done a water change on this today. I did a water change on this, and I did change the light. Let's see if I can get a shot in there. So I've changed the light over. It's not as strong, but it's white, and I'm much happier with it. I also siphoned out these guys from the 8-footer zig. Please, mate. I'm trying to do some filming here, and I know you haven't got your ball. Let me see if I can find them. There are a heap in there. There we go. Can you see if we can... Zig, mate, what are you doing? You're a knucklehead. So, yeah, I've probably got at least 100 in there. And I've got, of course, all these other tanks. I can't wait to get these guys out of here, these angels. And I've decided I'm going to put them up the top, because being a top water fish, I'll see them better up there than I will the Plecos. I'm thinking at the moment the peppermint Plecos, L333s, 397s, and the commons on the bottom. And that should, you know, I can't wait to see these guys more often, the 397s and also the 333s, although I do get a good view of these guys. They are pretty, they're pretty good for Plecos, I've got to say. There's one hanging out there, he's just ducked in. Oh no, maybe he's still there. No, he ducked in. But these guys I can see from 2 sides, and I've got to say daily I get to catch up with them now. What I'm thinking, see how I go this afternoon, but I might pull down the peps first, because it's easier. the easiest of them. In fact, that's the easier one, but I'm not really wanting to risk that yet. Not that I want to risk the peps. I might even change my mind and do the commons first. But I'm going to take all of their existing rocks and existing you know, caves and bits and pieces and put in here with their existing sponge filters. So yeah, what do you think about the new light on this tank? I think it shows the blue much better for these guys. I don't know if that's coming across on camera well, but I've just watched them all day. They just love that tank. They love their environment, so I'm pretty stoked with that. And Mum is doing an absolutely brilliant job there, looking after her babies. Again, on, see if I can zoom in. There we go, maybe. Hello, Mum. You're doing a brilliant job. And I did upset, obviously, the pair in here, but there's just nothing I can do about that. It was, you know, they're going to get taken out. The other thing too, I have counted 3 black line Brazilian tetra in the 8-footer. I've got one in here that was just one of those random spawns that went through the system, and I've got one baby in there, and I've got 6 in there. So I'm actually thinking of putting them in here again. You know, they might pick off some Acaras, but it's not like I'm short on Acaras. So that's the plan for this afternoon, and I'll just see how far I get with it. And I've got a few other things I've got to do. I've got to do water changes on these guys over here. I've got to do water changes on these guys over here. And yeah, I'm umming and ahhing. I want to take the babies out of there and put the betas that are in the small tanks into the larger tanks as well. So I do have a busy afternoon, whatever it is. But whatever I get up to, I'm going to film for you guys. And yeah, it'll make up a portion of the video. But I'm pretty happy with the way the fish room looks. What do you reckon? Once these tanks are full of fish, it's looking good. And I might have even, might be talking out of school, but I've got another tank that someone has offered to donate to me for here as well. So I might even be going to get that this afternoon. But anyway, if I do, you will see that in another video. But yeah, that's the fish room, how it looks at the moment, and cracking with these tanks for you. Okay, so I'm ready to start getting into these. Not sure what that is, maybe a leaf. I'm just having a squeeze in that pep tank. You can see I've got the air going nuts because I took the sponges out and left them overnight. I decided to err on the side of caution. All 4 tanks seem okay, so I'm ready to start collecting up some fish. I'm thinking I probably will start with this one, get the L333s out, move on to the peps, down to commons, and then across to the 397s. So what I'll do is I've got my movable bench set up, which I'm thinking I'll just pull across here and stand on and have a bit of a walkway between the two, and I'll use the ladder over here to be able to get to the top tanks as I take the stuff out. I think I'm going to put some water in here, and I think I'll put the rocks and so forth in this one, and the tiles, etc. And I will put the plecos in here in their caves most likely until I can get it set up. So, all right, I will time lapse this because it's probably going to take me a while, and I've got a feeling this is going to be quite a big day. So I best get into it. It's about 11:45, so I've just got down here now. We'll see if I can get it done. Hopefully by 4 o'clock would be nice. So, all right, let's see what happens. So I've got the tank roughly set up. It might be a bit hard to see with the glare there, but I want it to be pretty basic so I can actually see the Plex this time. So I'm reasonably happy with it. It's certainly enough for today. The tank over here is completely empty now, and yeah, I've got to clean that up. I'm going to get the little plastic shovel in there and get rid of the sand in bits and pieces. Brutus, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, I know it's a bit boring, isn't it? What about you, Zig? You found the Plex. So I've got, I don't know how many in there. I've actually got to have a look and count them all out. So I'm going to say maybe 20 or more. I've already got 10 in there, in that one already. Brutus, what are you doing? It's not for you to look in there either. You and Zig. I know, you're very interested, aren't you? Anyway, I think I'm going to catch those guys out now, and I'll count them, and then I'll give you a look at how this thing finishes up, and I'll get started on the next tank, I'm guessing. It's taking a long time. Okay, so they're all in. There ended up being 39 total, lots of bubbies. I don't know how long they'll be out for, so I thought I'd give you a quick glimpse of them. One of the adults in there. There's a few different sizes, as you'll see with this dude here. He's pretty good. He looks like a boy. What a handsome boy you are. So 39 in there, another adult in that one there, and I think another adult in that one up there. Not sure where everyone else is, but yeah, 39 beautiful L333s in there now, and I'm pretty happy with that as far as a basic sort of naturalistic kind of scape, but for me, I'll be really pleased just to be able to see them, stand back and check out their behavior from a distance. So that's one of 4 down. I think I will try and clean up the other tank. Now just see if I can see down the end. I can't see there because I've got to squeeze in there, but you can see they've got a heap more swim room. I'm hoping that they'll be happy in there. From the top, you can see I've just stacked it all up, and I might get some more caves in there given how many I've got. Let the boys grow up and choose which ones they want, but I think that's Big Daddy in there. He's just moved back in again. Okay, now I have to get in and clean this tank up and get cracking. Zig is helping me tear up all of the timber that was in there, and he's just doing that really to help, aren't you, Zig? Going to take it over there for me as well. He's gone around there now. Everything else is under control. It is a bit of a wet day and getting cooler, and Rudy's decided he's going to make himself comfortable in one of the cat beds, aren't you, buddy? Hey, you're getting wet there. You should come inside. Come on, let's go inside. Yeah, come on. Let's go. Come on. Oh no, you're wet. Okay, so I'm just sitting here watching my babies, which have hatched, and I thought I should probably give you an update as to what's going on. Zig, you like those babies, don't you? Yes. All right, so where I'm at is I've got to do this tank and this tank. I have decided, I think, I did get a comment on my last video, I think from the UK, just about temperature control. Maybe the 397s wouldn't be good down there. I'm going to put them up the top I think L333s are already in here, the Peps are already in here. I ended up with, I think it was 39 or 40 L333s, not that you'll see a whole heap of them this time of day. It's not even lunchtime yet, but that's one of the big daddies. You might see some of the babies. There's hiding under the rocks, and I've got enough hiding spots for them. I've got another big boy in there, and I've got a couple in here as well. So that one's doing fine. This one is the peppermint tank. This is how this one has turned out. I've got lots of peps hanging out of there. I've actually got 40 peps in here. I put all my lemon tetras in as well. There's actually 7 lemon tetras and 1 bloodfin tetra, so I'm probably going to try to get another so I'm going to clear a shot of him, another 10 of these guys, and then maybe, you know, another half a dozen or so of the lemon tetras, and just have them in there. I'm really happy with them in there. They seem quite happy. I love their red eyes. The yellow on their body's pretty dark today, which is good. It does get darker as well, but I love the red eyes. Not your red eye, Zig. Down here, I'm thinking I'll put the, as I say, the commons, but I'll probably put all of my electric blue Acara babies down there to breed out, to grow out, I should say, not breed out. And I'm going to put the angel babies up the top with the 397s most likely, and they should be okay to catch out in those tanks when I need to move them on and sell them. So that's today's job, is getting them out of here. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you'll probably notice, yes, I have another new tank. This one was donated to me by one of the subscribers and a chap that I met a while ago when I bought another tank off of him. And it's actually a saltwater marine tank, and has a sump underneath here, sorry Z, underneath here, which I've given a good clean out. What do you think about the saltwater one, Z? You hear the cocky out there perhaps? So what I'm thinking is, I've never done a saltwater tank before, so it might be hopefully a good video, and I wanted to share that experience with you guys if I go through it. What I'm thinking is maybe just one sort of rock bommy in here, or some rock scape in here with an anemone on it, and just 2 clownfish to start with. I don't want to do anything too difficult, and just get my head around saltwater and what I've actually got to do to maintain it. But the position that it's in, I'm pretty happy with that actually, especially when it's of a night time, and you know, I'm feeding and the lights are on, and winter the door will be down. But I think from all angles it fits in quite nicely. So anyway, thank you very much to Sean, who donated that to me. How these tanks look is pretty good without the duckweed and all the plants on top of them at the moment. So I've got to get some sand to fill these. That'll be another video. I'm actually going to do another video on scaping all 4 of these tanks once I've done that. And I'm going to have tetras. I'm pretty sure I'm going to put the my new pandas, the CW51s, which are still over here in a container. You might even be able to see them down there. I know it's hard with the bubbles, but those yellow or goldy coloured fish in there are them. And at the moment I've still got all 7, I think I got of those guys. So okay, so everything else is doing all right. I had to change cameras over because the DJI just ran out of battery, and back to the iPhone. And then I'm going to time lapse this for you. So I've got to get all the greenery off of here. I want to actually get the lights to actually go through the tank again. I've got some buckets ready to go, fish in this one, and caves, or maybe fish in this one. The Pleco caves in here, rocks in here, and then the rest of the stuff is just going to go straight over and into here. Not sure if that's a better view of these guys on this camera or the other camera, but either way, actually I can zoom this one in. So yeah, look, check out their red eyes, aren't they cool? And that dude's an old dude, that bloodfin tetra. Sorry Zig, I can't pat you mate. Every time I get even remotely close to the ground, Zig's all over me. So I'll set up the time lapse now, and I will I'll just show you what I'm going to do. I think I'll just stop at each stage. I'll probably do the commons first, and then, although I should do the 397s first, because I need more energy to be able to climb up and down there all the time to scape that. But that'll mostly be a timber tank, given that they eat timber. And yeah, I'm just going to leave them running clean like these two for the next couple of days, probably, once I get it done. because what I want to do is scape them, redo, or at least clean this one, clean the Gadiad's tank, and then I'm going to actually attack this whole 8-footer and get all the duckweed off the top. You can see how much is up there. It's just stopping all the light and driving me insane, and I want to put some more timber in and make this more of an angel tank. I'll decide whether I'm going to take the other Acaras out of there. And I'm thinking, I've found, I've still got the some black lines out the way, Mr. Angel, Brazilian tetras in here, and they've actually been breeding in here. So I'm actually thinking I'll put these 6 Brazilian blackline tetras in here. Why, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type thing. If I put them into here, I just don't know whether or not they're going to, you know, attack my little bubbies. They probably wouldn't. The Acaras would do a good job, but still there's no need. They're pretty big fish. I don't really want to put them into there and upset the Acaras. What I think I'll do is get some red tetras in there of some sort, Serpe tetras or whitefin ornates or something. And I'm just doing a water change on these 3 tanks as I do it. I've got to clean this one up, but you won't see the water in there. You might see the water's coming in at the top up there. And these 3 tanks all get done at the same time. There's one coming in there, and you might, yeah, maybe if I can get the angle right, perhaps if you see the water coming in there, hopefully. So yeah, water changes with my, this is an overflow system that I've got, so it just actually runs into the same waste pipe that I've got out here, and it runs on the other side of the room out there and down to those tubs that I've got down the back. So anyway, you're going to see how this turns out, and I've got to put some effort in now. So I'll get into it, and I'll come back to you shortly. Okay, so that's taking about an hour and a half. I'm about to start bucketing the sand out. I've been saving the snails here for Peter down at Ross's RC Aquariums, because she has fish that eat snails, which is good. I've got these fish out of here. I've got about, I think about 18 or so on the bucket. There's some small ones. There's the 6 Brazilian blackline tetras, which look awesome. I am going to put them in the 8-footer because it's the easiest thing for me to do today. Get this stuff out of here now, and then I'm just going to quickly escape down here. It won't be a huge escaping job because it's basically for the commons, and I don't want too much stuff down there. If I put my Acaras down there, I want to be able to scoop them out and not have too many headaches. I think I've got 3 or 4 adults in here as well, staying in their caves, and that's all the rocks and bits and pieces I took out. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the big sandstone again. I think I've got some thinner pieces out there which will be better for the weight of the tank. So yeah, so that's how it looks. I'm still collecting snails. As you can see, there's still a heap in there. That's one thing I am really pleased about, is getting so many snails out of here, here, and now here. Take a massive bio load off of the 8-foot system. So I think I'll time lapse that again for you. What I was surprised about, here's something that was interesting, is that I stopped counting sort of after 20, but there's probably 20 to 30 snails, not snails, what are they, shrimp, in there, all different colours, blacks and blues mostly, but there's a green and a brown choco type one. So I'm just going to pop them there. I'm surprised for 2 reasons. One, because I didn't put shrimp in there at all, and the blackline tetras must have been taken. Some of them I would have thought, but the babies. But yeah, they've obviously survived, and they've all come out of here. This is the only tank that I put shrimp in. I had shrimp in here. I had shrimp in here. I'm not sure if I've got them in there. I've got them in there, and I've seen them in there. So yeah, that's interesting. Plecos, shrimp, and tetras seem to get on okay. All right, I will get into this now, and that will be the next update when that's finished, and hopefully the fish are in and I can start the other tank. That took me a while, so I'm hoping the next one doesn't take me as long. Okay, so that took a lot longer than I was expecting. I'll clean this up and filling it up. I'm going to do another siphon. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do this today. I haven't really worked that out yet. I'm just about to open my first beer actually. So it is 2:45 Friday afternoon. These are all looking pretty good. Like I got to say I'm happy with the way they're turning out for Pleco tanks. What do you think, Zig? Yeah, you love them too. So down here, I'm using the phone, I think, because it's better to see than the DJI down here. So I'm going to drop these guys in. There's probably, I don't know if there was 4 adults in there. There's all these guys in here, which I'm going to... Zig, don't jump up on that, mate. Zig, stop it. Mate, stop it, please. Dude. So I'm going to... Yeah, now Bruce has come over. So, yeah. So any type of action. It's good to see you upright, my boy. It's good to see you upright. Okay, so what I'm going to do... Zig, mate. Okay, come on, over here. Thank you. So what I'm going to do is probably hand catch these guys out. The ones that I'm most surprised about, so I've split the shrimp up. There's at least 20 black and brown ones in there. I've got some really cool, really nice blue ones in here. So the blue ones, I mean, Plecos don't give great release shock type things, but the shrimp might be okay. I'm going to tip them over there with a little bit of Swasitane, because what I've done is drop some more Swasitane around the sponge filter. I am expecting that's pretty much where they'll hang out, but they're in there with the L333s. I might just move that little bit of stuff down out the flow. So hopefully I'll have some nice blue shrimp in here. I don't think the 333s, I mean, given I did get shrimp out of this tank over here as well, I don't think they're going to decimate them, and I think there's enough hiding areas for them, and shrimp are pretty quick when something's trying to eat them. So I might even put some red ones in there, but these black ones / brown ones, the chocos, they're going to go in here, and you'll see I found some Java moss, quite a bit outside in the tub, so I'm just going to drop them over that, and they should be quite happy. There's a few trumpet snails which should be extremely happy that I've dropped them in there, because this is how many I've got out of that tank alone. Look at that. So these guys were just in one tank, so you can imagine, you know, 3 times if not 4 times that by the time I take the 4th tank out. But this was what was definitely adding to my bio load and keeping everything pretty I think pretty cloudy, pretty much, with that many snails in there. So I'm going to just catch these guys out by hand. I'll just see if I can grab 1 or 2 and show you how. I'm just going to grab a handful of Plecos if I can without getting spiked. But yeah, essentially just drop them in. Can I see him there? Where's my hand? There we go. And then let them go. And they're gone. So it's not much of a release shot, I know. So I won't film every one of them. Obviously, I'm just going to grab them, preferably grab them by the tail. That's a nice big fat girl there. So she's going to go in for sure. See a top release maybe. Come on, there you go. So they should be pretty happy in here. It's definitely more floor space than they had. It was quite sort of cramped in there, and these guys, whilst they don't mind being jammed together, I think they do prefer to have a bit of swim room, like all fish. Another one gone. Yeah, that's fun actually. I quite enjoy this. So I'm probably going to just keep doing these one at a time. There you go, over there. Another nice girl there. Put her up this end. You might be able to see her from the top when she swims off too. There you go. So yeah, that'll be the commons now, and then I do have to run up the street and grab some stuff for dinner, because Mrs. Fisherham's been at work all day, and I did say I would do that for her, and she's home in about 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and it's at least a half an hour round trip, so I've got to do it and pretend like I'd thought of it, and it was yeah, something I'd planned all day, but the reality is I just realised because my daughter told me. So I've got to get out of here. But when I come back, I will definitely hook into, I think, this tank. And the other good news about heading out now is it's just started to pour down rain. Poor Squigs, ziggity diggity, got wet, and that's his little bed under the bench there, and he's actually in need of a bath, so he's going to have a bath tonight. And I don't know where Brutus is. Brutus is outside somewhere in that, most likely hunkering down in the shed or, yeah, wherever he is. He doesn't like the rain, so he'll be somewhere dry, that's for sure. He might have been run up inside. So anyway, I'm going to go and do that, and yeah, I will come back to you guys shortly. But here's a, I guess it's an autumn rainstorm. We've got a few days of rain coming, which is sort of, yeah, it's kind of pretty typical actually for this time of year. So anyway, I had to go out in it. Okay, so I made it home and I got all the stuff done I needed to. I was just about to start getting into the tank again, the last one, but I was hoping to catch on film. If I could play the Jaws music, I definitely would, because what happens is, and I've learnt this really interesting behaviour of cories, is they are absolute predators. There's no doubt about it, and they are smart. So what they do, and if I can, I'll capture it, but they're so quick, I've really got to sit here for ages. But what they'll do is one or two of them will come across and get the parents to chase them, and they'll race across, diagonally across the school. They won't try to get any, and they'll race around the back, and one of the parents will go that way, another one will run out, and the other parent will chase that one. And then what happens, the others that are in the school or in the pack will actually then go in and feed on the cloud of babies. So they are absolutely, you know, planning what they're doing, and they definitely have this thought process, you know, and this pack mentality that they have. Now I have put a bit of baby brine shrimp in again just now to stop them doing that, but yeah, but this is how it sort of starts, is that the parents will chase one or two of the others, and as soon as they realise, like you can see these guys over the back over here, as soon as they know that the parents are chasing them, then they're going to go straight in and feed on the babies. See, I'm trying to film. You want to be on film, or you just wet and want to go upstairs? I know. But hopefully one day I will actually capture that on film. So this one, it's filled up obviously. I am pretty much decided I'm going to pull all this greenery out when I do redo these tanks. And yeah, just get rid of it, because it's a nightmare. I can't find the airlines. I can't find, there's some, I don't even see some airlines in there. The control valves, everything's just completely taken up with greenery and pothos. So I think that will make me happy. I can always put more pothos in and it will come back and won't look so bad. As much as I really love having that greenery down there, it's essentially got to go. So and I want to get back to just having some really clean and easy to maintain tanks. I'm half tempted to pull this tank down as well, certainly not in this video, but soon, and move the Gadiads up to possibly this tank. I'm going to put the CW51s, the new pandas, in here, and I'm thinking that yeah, I'll put the Gadiads up where I can see them. I absolutely love them. I spend ages looking at them down there, but they are down there. It's now a dark tank because the light has blown under there. If you can see the dead light, Zig, mate. And I really would just love to be able to see these guys at eye level, Zig. So what I'm going to do now is rip into this tank. I'd love to get them finished tonight, even if I don't get this tank cleaned out. As in cleaned up tonight, at least I can have them in here, and the four Pleco tanks will be how I want them, and you know, they hopefully clear up over the next 24 hours, and I can take some nice B-roll for you to show you what's going on. I did put the Brazilian blackline tetras in here. They did seem pretty happy. They were sort of schooling and hiding. They were actually back with their mum and dad, believe it or not. And they were quite happy. These guys, of course, no change with them being super friendly, and you know, they're not scared of me at all, and they're just waiting for food. They get it's funny, they get friendlier the closer it comes to dinner time, and more accepting. Other than that, you know, I might be treated with a bit of contempt, but certainly right now these guys are desperate to be fed, and don't mind being patted, really, if it means food, a bit like Brutus actually. So okay, I'm going to time lapse me pulling this thing down now, and yeah, then scaping this. And it's pretty much what I'm going to do with this one, because they're timber eaters. I'm going to add as much timber as I've got, and just the caves, maybe a few rocks. It won't be an overly aesthetic tank, but I'm hoping it will set them up perfectly for breeding. Everyone else in here is happy. These guys, I've noticed down the bottom, have been going nuts, just ripping around, enjoying their new home, which is good to see. You see a few of them out still at the moment, so I'll probably give that a bit of a quick water change off the manifold just tonight to make sure it's completely clean, and no, you know, nitrates, ammonia, etc. I don't think there will be, but yeah, they'll probably stir it up overnight. So okay, now I'm going to get into this. I'm sure this is going to be a long video, and yeah, anyone that likes short videos, I apologise, but it is taking me forever to get this done. It's a big task. So anyway, I'm going to get into it because I can see the finish line. Oh, and just one more thing before I do. I thought I'd show this as a tip, how to deal with dogs while you're doing it. If you've got no one to hold your siphon hose, and Zig probably would try to help me, if you've got a bucket and you've got a large, Zig, please dude, if you've got a large siphon hose like I've got, which is the point that I want to drain into, Zig, mate, stick it in the handle, basically, short version, and keeps the end up off the floor. And of course I'm running it out and down to the lower area on the driveway. But for me, this has been something I've used for years actually. I haven't mentioned it before, so there you go. That's a tip, if you want to call it that, on how to actually, yeah, siphon out on your own. Okay, it's catch-up time. Got the rocks in here, I've got the timber out, and I've got 47, would you believe? I know you can't really see them in there, but 47 absolutely glorious L397 Plecos. See if I can catch one up for you to show you the colours. I know they don't really like being caught up, but I'm going to grab one anyway. There's one there. So yeah, I've got 47 of these guys, which are probably one of my favourite, if not my favourite, Plecos. They're one of Ziggy's favourites, but he's upstairs because he was just a painful sod and was going across to my neighbour's place in the rain and being painful. What I did want to show you is check out this stuff. Like, check out how well they have cleaned this. I mean, they've eaten that, you know, for quite a while now, but they just gnaw on this stuff, and I've got so much. That's the other thing that Ziggy was doing, is chewing all this up, and you can see he's chewed up out there as well. But basically what I'm going to do is put all this timber and these caves. Actually, I've got more than 47 because I think I've got 2 in there, so what, that's 49. And I've got some other timber up here already. This one I took out of the tank they came from. This one I had out in the pond outside, some more bits and pieces in here. So I'm going to put them together now and really do not a whole heap. I might put some rocks back in for some structure. I'm certainly going to put all the caves back in because I've got so many of them. What I did is I filled this up again just so I can drain it down and make sure there's no other babies in there, because some of them were like really tiny. I'm talking like a centimetre long. I'll give this bucket a quick clean out, and then I think I'll just tip them in at the top. So I might time lapse that for you and just show you what's going on. Time is 5:30. I've actually opened up my first beer, so that means, you know, it's a Thursday afternoon, and I'm actually not working tomorrow, which is good, so I intend on editing this video for you guys. I'd really like it out tomorrow night, but we'll see how long it takes, and yeah, I guess the time I've got to do it. So alright, well, I'm going to get into this now. I'm going to time lapse it, and I will come back to you shortly once it's done. Okay, so given it's something that I don't see very often, I figured it's probably not something that everyone would see very often, and yeah, it's pretty cool, to be honest with the size of them. So the difference between the little bubby there and these parents, so there's 49 in here that I've counted. I've caught a couple of little babies out of the, I'm so glad that I actually refilled and redrained that. I caught at least 2 more, maybe 3, I can't remember now, out of here. And yeah, I've got these, get rid of the glare, there you go. Some very cool Plecos, I gotta say. The colours are amazing. I just love these Plecos. They weren't hard to catch at all. In fact, I caught every one of them by hand. So I've given this a bit of a, let me just zoom out, a bit of an architectural type of scape, just timber, and of course the Pleco caves that are in there. There's a couple of males in there that are going nuts, just loving the space. So I'm going to drop them in for tonight. I think what I'll do is fill this up again tonight and just let it run, and you know, triple check tomorrow there's no more babies in there, because they are like maybe half a centimetre to a centimetre, which should be, I guess, 1/4 inch to, half an inch long. And what do you reckon, Zeke? Zeke, boy, what do you reckon? You think we should look after them again, maybe fill it up again? Yeah, he does. So given that I've got now a second opinion, I think I'll do that. It won't take me long to rip that sand out, but I really don't want to miss any babies that I've got in there. So that's what I'll do. Probably give this a clean up tomorrow, and that one as well, which you'll see in another video. And of course I'll shoot some B-roll of these guys looking a bit better. But it's now been, what's that, 1 beer and 7.5 maybe hours, maybe 8 hours. It has been a long day. So anyway, I will most likely call it quits for tonight once I've got that stuff done. And I will, in fact, what I'm going to do is just get that bucket. I might time lapse me dropping that bucket in up there for you as well, and then I will show you what the tanks look like now or next after maybe 12, 24 hours of sort of cleaning up. And I've got some more plants to put in here too. I'm thinking, because I've just got timber and a couple of rocks, like literally 2, an Amazon sword here, some larger ones which I'll pull out of the tank and you'll see on the B-roll. But yeah, okay, well, I'm going to show you what these 4 Pleco Towers look like, after a bit of finessing. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm going to see if I can do a relief shot for you. So who gets to see 49 L397s coming out of a bucket? I figured I may as well film it. Look at that. Yeah, I gotta say I'm happy with that. Come on, guys. Look at that. Come on, some bubbies. And out they go. Alright, look at that. That is what my new tank looks like. Let me just see if I can grab this bucket out. There we go. Pop that down there, no babies in there. And that's how they look. Go and find them, I guess, all their little spots that they're going to do. I know the adults will take up the caves pretty quickly, but hopefully, well, they're pretty I guess, visual, these guys, for me. I've never really had a problem trying to see them. The babies come out all the time. Maybe it's just because there were so many in the tank, but yeah, I think that I'll see them a bit more when I stand up here to look at them. And I'm very happy with how that turned out. All right, now let's see what the tanks look like in the daylight. Okay, so that's another video done, and thank goodness it is. That's Pleco Towers. That was a huge effort, I've got to say. What do you reckon, my boy? It's about 8:15. It's been 9 hours in here today. It's taken many days to get this thing organised, and I haven't even started on cleaning up those other tanks yet. But Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed that. It's pretty basic, I know, as far as the scaping is concerned, but it should be functional and do exactly what I want it to do. And I'm hoping to breed a lot more plecos out of it. So thank you so much for joining me. What do you think, Z? You happy that everyone joined us? I think he's just pretty knackered, actually. He just wants to, he's actually covered in fish water and and fish poop as well, so I'm going to go up and give him a bath tonight. I've actually started the fire tonight. It's probably not cold enough for it, but it'll dry the dogs out. I'm going to give Brutus a wash as well. So anyway, thank you again so much for watching. Next time, I've got no idea. I've got to fix up the aeration on the fish room. I've got to do those other 4 tanks. I've got the outside tubs to do. I've got outside tanks to do. I've got the waterfall tank to do. So I'm going to be pretty busy, and hopefully you guys will come along for the ride. And if you haven't subscribed already or hit the like button or made some comments, please do so. It really helps me out, and yeah, I'm at the moment, I need it. I really need it. YouTube really doesn't like my my channel for whatever reason, but anyway, you guys do. That's what Ziggy and I care about, and thank you so much. We'll see you again next week. Bye for now. So I really hope you enjoy this video, and again, thank you for joining me. Let's get into it. So, okay, well, that's an idiot. Just, I can't even start off properly. I know. Right, if you would and Maculatus rasbora. I know you love them, don't you, the little Maculatus?